Hello parents, welcome to the first session of How Do You Know If You Are a Loser Parent? A Guide to Self-Rating. You are an incompetent father if you think your job is done as long as you feed your kids, put a roof over their head, save money for your kids' college. You are an incompetent father if you think just because your kids are getting taller, you are doing a good job. Keep in mind, your kids would get taller in a homeless shelter. So what are you good for? You are an incompetent father if you think your fatherly role ends by offering your boy a cold glass of beer or a peek off the Playboy magazine. It may make you feel cool, but trust me, you're getting your kid in a hole. You are an incompetent father if you do not get to know your kid's friends. In that case, you're just looking for a nasty surprise. You are an incompetent mother if you think your job is done as long as you buy your kids whatever other kids have. Let your kids watch whatever you watch on TV, and let your kid dress up hip and cool. You are an incompetent mother if you think just because your daughter knows how to put up makeup, she is ready to get out of your hair and your job is well done. You are an incompetent mother if animals spend more time with their kids getting them ready to deal with the real world than you do. You are an incompetent mother if you are too busy with Facebook, Twitter, video games, TV, or on the phone rather than spending daily quality time with your children. Your poor kids are the victim of your stupidity. Grow up. You are a jackass father if your kids are doing any of the followings: use rude and disrespectful language inside and outside your home, have no respect for other people's property, engage in violent and hostile behavior, drive their cars like idiots or drive drunk, or they act as school bullies. You may think that being a bully helps kids grow up tough and on top of the food chain. You can be guaranteed that your kids would get closer to either jail or the cemetery. So do not allow your kids to be bullies. You are a jackass mother if your kids are doing any of the followings: end up having children at young ages without having completed proper education. You are a jackass mother if your kids listen to songs with lyrics of murder, rape, and assault. You are a jackass mother if your kids are allowed to be exposed to adult material thinking they would one day have to get to know it anyway. Seriously? So why not let the kids drive at the age of 6? I mean, one day they would have to drive anyway, right? Things you should know about parenting skills of certain animals. Many animals watch over their offspring like their life depends on it. Many human parents have not evolved as much as animals have. Many animals feed their offsprings. Many animals provide shelter for their offsprings. Many animals teach what they learn to their offsprings so that they would not have to learn the hard way again. Do you do that, or you let your poor kids run into a wall just to learn their lifelong experience? Many animals spend quality time with their offsprings to pass along the basic moral values to their offspring. Well, okay, maybe not, but humans certainly should. Are you doing better than animals? You are an absolute loser of a parent if you raise your kids based on today's fashion and how you see kids actors behave on TV shows. You are an absolute loser of a parent if you are letting our pathetic society set the guidelines on how to raise your kids. You are an absolute loser of a parent if you say kids are raised consistent with the way our society is. There is not much I can do to stop it. In that case, you should jump off a cliff and give the whole world a break. You are an absolute loser of a parent if you think a bigger house, expensive toys make you a better parent. You would be a loser who lives in a la la land if you truly felt that way. You are an absolute loser of a parent if you are worried about whether your teenagers think of you as a good parent. You may do everything you can to please them. Well, keep in mind, your kids' brain's still growing till age of 25. They have no concept of consequences or what's good for them. So your kids' opinion should be the last opinions you should worry about. Finally, you are an absolute loser of a parent if you confide in your neighbors with your kids. If you think your neighbors are angels because they have a nice house and a fancy car, you are as dumb as a doorknob, and that's a fact. It is too late for you if you say, I keep telling the kids, but they just do not listen to me anymore. Oh well, that is what you get for being absent parent when the kids were growing up. Maybe your excuse was for your kids to be independent. We don't know. It is too late for you if you say, I do not know what to do with her anymore. She's out of control. You think? Years of stinking as a parent, now she's supposed to listen to you? It's too late for you if you say, the moment I open my mouth, my kids curse at me. Well, again, you did not demand respect from early ages, and now kids sharpen their teeth on your bone and ready to attack. Good going. It's too late for you if you say, my kids act like I'm not even there. They come and go as they please. Well, they probably should ignore you for years of neglect you gave them. What comes around goes around. You might as well start praying. It is too late for you if you say, my kids treat me like crap in front of other people. It's quite embarrassing. Well, that's the price you pay for raising your kids to be independent too early on. But there are some good news. First, how did you rate yourself? If you rate yourself as an idiot, incompetent schmuck, loser parent, there is still hope. Follow the below steps before it's too late. Buy some books on parenting skills. Remember, it is an art and not something you learn watching TV. A few books I like to recommend are Growing Children God's Way, Knowing Children's Heart, and How Not to Raise Criminal-Minded Children. Talk to successful parents whose kids are outstanding member of the society. It helps if their kids are established adults already, so you have a good reference point. Do not parent by fashion. Remember, fashion is temporary and goes out of style, leaving you with a bundle of junk to deal with. Focus on moral values for your kids rather than how much money they can make as adults or what car they drive or what house they can afford. Moral values. Spend quality time with them. Remember, love goes a long way. It is a proven science. Finally, encourage your kids to show daily acts of kindness and compassion. It will certainly keep them away from jail. especially for dad of the family. There is an old saying that says, a hug from the mother is expected and taken for granted, but a hug from the father does miracles for a child's confidence. You, as the daddy of the family, has a tremendous impact on how your kids would turn out. You are the leader of the family, not the peon of the family. You will encourage your kids to be at their best always, and you are in charge of their education and no one else. Help them dream big. If your kids do something wrong, correct them with love and kindness. It will stick with them a lot better. You need to spend time with your children and know their fears, worries, and friends. Spending time with them watching TV is not quality time. And just because your dad did not do any of the above for you, it does not mean you should be a loser just like him. You need to pick up your feet and be better to your kids than your loser dad was to you. Finally, learn how to be a dad. Read books. Talk to decent people. If you say, well, that's how I was raised, well, then I got news for you. You're just like your dad, a sore loser. Final message. Wake up and smell the coffee. How you raise your kids affect me and everyone else. Our society is packed with idiot parents whose parents were even more idiot. Let's stop the cycle. Your incompetency is my problem. Leave this world a better place when you die. It is the decent thing to do. Your kids are your responsibility. You get the garbage when they do wrong, and you get the credit when they do right. What your kids do wrong to me, you will be wronged by some other kids with loser parents such as yourself. So get it right. Kids do not need big houses, fancy clothes, or toys. They just need love, quality time with you, and away from our disgusting TV programs. Finally, if you are into porn or drugs, or maybe you have no life nor a career, bringing innocent children to this world is not helping you to be a better person than animals. Remember, kids are a big responsibility. Hopefully you have figured that out by now. Do not forget, make sure you look for the second session of How Do You Know If You're a Loser Parent on youtube.com. Simply search for keywords parenting, rating together in the search box, and you will come across the second session shortly. Thank you.